and Economic Cooperation Department of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Till date, he has attended several SOC conferences and meetings, including Programming Committee and Expert Group meetings prior to his appointment as the Director of Social Affairs. Having said that, sir, I request...
The hall shines brighter than the spotlight. Such an amazing occasion. Welcome to EIMUN. Namaste everyone. Ambassador Kelly, Nita, Director Mahmood, and the dignitaries, and most of all, the delegates. It's a pleasure which word can't describe to have you all here today after almost 2 years. And I hope that we won't have to go through the pause of 2 more years to organize a conference like this. Because as we always say at YTS, we have limited resources, we have limited spaces, but the possibilities are limitless. But the limitless possibilities will only be possible if this hall filled with 150 and more people come together as institutions. Because individually, we can do only so much. So I hope, when I say this, that when I look at this hall full of hope, as the MC said, full of confidence and aspirations, I do not only see 150 individuals. I see representatives from 150 institutions. I see representatives from 150 communities and more. And I want you to understand that we do not come from a position of privilege or power. We come from a position of responsibilities. Because you do not represent yourself, but you represent all the institutions that you come from, communities that you come from. And I hope that in these 5 days, you will take this opportunity to share your stories, experiences, because we absolutely believe in the strength of diversity. So I hope when you have committed 5 days of your time investing to come to this conference, I hope that these 5 days will be meaningful for you. Because I can assure that this will be an eventful conference. As you can see by the itinerary, we have so much things planned for you. But as the organizing team members, on behalf of whom I'm speaking here, we can only do so much again. It is up to you, each and every one of you who are in this hall, to decide what do you want to take away from this conference. So maybe you need to ask yourself a few questions. Maybe the first questions would be, why am I here? Why are you here? You might have an answer because you want to attend this conference, but you need to know why you are doing this conference. What significance does it keep in your pursuit of a career that you have always dreamt of? How will this conference and spending and investing 5 days of your time in this space among this wonderful bunch of people who are selected from the applicant pool of thousands of people across the globe will help you achieve it? As I said earlier, as individuals, we can only do so much. As individuals, we have limited time, we have limited resources, but when we come together as an institution, the possibilities are limitless again. So I'm certain most of you are sitting next to individuals who you already know. But please take these 5 days to know more people. And not just know them personally to have added as Facebook friends and Instagram followers, but maybe something more. A connection that is meaningful. So that post EIMUN, you will go on doing wonderful things. As I said, with limited resources and limited spaces, we have our own limitations as individuals or as an institution. But again, if you come together and plan things, we can multiply the impact that we have. And I'm certain, as I said earlier, that each and every one of you are ambassadors here, not just of yourself, but of the places that you come from. And it is absolutely important for us to multiply the impacts. When we started YTS in 2014, we started this because there was lack of opportunities for young Nepali people who did not have access to platforms like these. Maybe selected few of us had the privilege of going abroad and attending a conference. But having an international conference here in Nepal, so full of diversity like this, was a distant dream. But with the partnership that we have with the US Embassy, we have partnership with the UN Women in the past, we have been able to extend the space. When we started back in 2014, the space was limited, and every year it is growing. And now we count on you as ambassadors. We count on you as individuals who represent institutions to share the knowledge that you acquired here, to share the stories that you acquired here in these 5 days. So please think for yourself and also think for the larger good. And I'm certain in our community, especially the diversity that we have, we mostly represent Southeast Asia, we are always discouraged from asking questions. But I want you to ask those questions this year. To yourself, to the DIAS members who will be moderating your committees. So I hope, when I say this, that when I look at this hall full of hope, as the MC said, full of confidence and aspirations, I do not only see 150 individuals. I see representatives from 150 institutions. I see representatives from 150 communities and more. And I want you to understand that we do not come from a position of privilege or power. We come from a position of responsibilities. Because you do not represent yourself, but you represent. To the speakers, to the expert sessions that we have planned for you, ask them. Do not hesitate. Because asking questions is one of the essence of democracy that we celebrate so much. Having said that, I have absolute trust and absolute faith in this bunch of people that we have selected among thousands. And if you need any help going forward, post-conference, because this does not end on the 21st. It does not. If it ends on the 21st, all the resources that we have invested, all the time you have invested, which you won't be getting back, will go to waste. So it is up to you to decide the outcome of this conference. We certainly have our own goals. We certainly have our own vision. But without your participation, not just participation or meaningful participation, we won't be able to achieve much things. So with that hope and with that faith, I wish every one of you an amazing 5 days of learning, networking, and leading. I hope we will be able to collaborate in times to come, and I hope we will see these 150 individuals who are here today transforming into 150 institutions and more. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.
Your remarks on very important issue of encouraging youth to network across countries to address regional issues and highlighting the importance of regional integration. Indeed, the US Embassy in Kathmandu has taken a timely initiative for hosting this important event in collaboration with Youth Thinker Society, Nepal. The presence of 150 youth from 12 countries of the South and Central Asian region and the number of distinguished guests add more value to this important topic. Ladies and gentlemen, in South Asia, inter-regional trade potential remains untapped. It is critical to work towards regional economic integration through enhancing intra-regional trade in goods and services and investments. South Asia needs to work proactively through regional incentives for promoting economic integration, strengthening intra-regional transport connectivity, communication network, and trade policy coordination, and improving cross-border trade facilitation, which would in turn out to be the bedrock of the effective regional development, cooperation, and economic integration. Regional integration can lead to substantial economic gains. Regional integration allows countries to improve market efficiency, share the cost of public goods or large infrastructure projects, decide policy cooperatively, and have an anchor to reform. Have building envelope for global integration and rear for the other non-economic benefits such as peace, and security. Expanding market and input sources beyond national boundaries is one of the most compelling arguments for integration. With an expanded market for goods and services for both output and inputs, higher economic growth and improved welfare can be expected. Developing country trade tends to expand faster among countries in the same region than with the other countries. And the share of manufacturers is also higher in intra-regional trade than trade with the rest of the world. Thus, despite the overall trends towards globalization, regional integration can be beneficial for long-term development. Ladies and gentlemen, in SAARC, issues related to youth of the region have been given due priority. SAARC held its first ministerial conference on youth in the Maldives in May 1994 to address the problems of the youth and focus on the broad theme for youth development. The year 1994 also was designated as the SAARC Year of Youth. In 1995, a SAARC Youth Resolution was adopted to advance the overall development of youth in the region. So far, 4 SAARC youth camps have been held on designated themes with a view to promote cultural interaction among the youth. Currently, SAARC is engaged in the process of finalizing a youth charter and action plan to guide regional cooperation in this area, covering comprehensive range of issues related to the youth. This will also provide a conducive and positive environment of future activities and programs for youth in the South Asia region. Ladies and gentlemen, the SAARC Youth Awards scheme provides recognitions to extraordinary youth talents and encourage the overall development of the youth in the region. The scheme is also aimed at encouraging the South Asian youth to excel in various fields and to realize their full potential. I hope that this model United Nations conference will be fruitful in improving the networking among the youth of South and Central Asia region and generate exciting discussions and interaction on national as well as regional integration. I thank you.